Genesis chapter 5 takes us on a journey through the generations that flowed from Adam, the man formed by God's own hands. This chapter reminds us that even after the fall in Eden, God's purposes continued through the family line of humanity. Adam lived for 930 years, and he fathered sons and daughters. Through his son Seth, the promise of life was passed on. Seth lived for 912 years, and through him came Enosh. The line of blessing continued from one generation to the next. The chapter records each name and each lifespan with a solemn rhythm. And he had sons and daughters, and then he died. It is a reminder that sin brought death into the world, yet life kept flowing forward through God's design. Among the names we hear are Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Methuselah, who lived longer than any other man, 969 years. Each life was marked by time, by children, and eventually by death. But in the midst of this pattern, one name shines brightly: Enoch. Enoch lived 365 years, but he was different. Scripture says, Enoch walked faithfully with God, and he was not, for God took him. Unlike the others, he did not see death. His life was a testimony that even in a fallen world, intimacy with God is possible. Finally, we reach Lamech, who became the father of Noah. He named him with hope, saying, "This one will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." Noah's birth points us to God's plan of mercy, even as judgment was approaching through the flood. The generations of Adam are not just a record of names and years. They are a living reminder that God was carefully preserving a family line, a line that would one day bring forth the Messiah. Through death, through struggle, and through hope, God's plan of salvation moved forward. And in every name, in every generation, we are reminded that though sin brings death, God's promise of life is eternal. All of history points us to Jesus Christ, the one who conquers sin and death forever.